Hello, my name is Alvin Kim, and I'm the first affirmative speaker on the resolution. All public schools should provide free lunches to students from low-income families. First, I'd like to thank Madam Adjudicator, who kindly judged this round, the timekeeper, my partners, the opponents, and the few spectators in the back. First, I'd like to present our resolutional analysis, followed by a few advantages. When it comes to free lunches, the status quo situation in Korea is one of uncertainty and confusion. Oh Se-hoon, the former mayor of Seoul, tried to implement the policy this past fall, but his referendum failed, prompting his resignation. On October 28th, newly elected Mayor Park Won-soon signed a document guaranteeing free lunches to elementary students, but his ruling only applies to Seoul. And in light of this ambiguity and inconsistency, we of the proposition team are eager to define one clear universal standard. Today we will argue that free lunches provide basic nutrition, basic brain power, discourages disruptive behavior within classes, supports impoverished families, and also honors the Korean Constitution. At this point in my speech, I'd like to present our advantages. Our first advantage is that free lunches give access to basic nutrition that students need. This is because in the status quo, students sometimes dine on cheap and unhealthy junk foods such as candy bars and chocolate bars. The evidence for this advantage is that the US CDC defines that calcium for strong bones, vitamin for A for clear vision, iron for oxygen transmission, and magnesium for body chemistry is needed in a child's diet. The impact for this argument is that in the long term, students will be better equipped for future goals. And free lunches enrich lives. This is Madam Adjudicator. Our second advantage is that free lunches give access to the basic brain power that students need to have levels of concentration. This is because in the status quo, since students are dependent on junk foods, this junk food is only quick energy. It fizzles out. But a carefully planned, balanced meal ensures that students have the long-term energy and ensures the concentration. Yes?
So your arguments are saying that free lunch is good?
Yes, since we're the pro team.
But we are also saying that free lunch is good. Because we are the con team and we are saying that free lunch is for all.
No, you guys are supposed to say that free lunches for students from low-income families are bad.
No, but we are able to say that free lunch for all is good or the lower income is bad.
You can say both, but well, you are sucking up my time, so I'll get back to it. The evidence for this advantage is that of the most beneficial brain foods, omega-3 fatty acids stimulate the mind to function at a higher level. These omega-3 fatty acids are only found in the most healthiest foods: tuna, eggs, soybeans, salmon, and carbohydrates. Without these beneficial fatty acids, students won't be able to have high levels of concentration in class. Thus, they will start dozing off and start chatting with their partners. The impact for this argument is that more concentration leads to more knowledge, and knowledge is power. So let's power the brains of kids in Korea, Madam Adjudicator. Our third advantage is that free lunches prevents disruptive behavior in classes. This is because hungry kids are angry kids. Thus, they will start engaging in disruptive behavior. Our evidence for this advantage is that the Pediatrics Digest proved that virtually all behavioral, emotional, and academic problems were prevalent in hungry kids. The impact for this argument is that taking hunger out of the equation results in a net increase in learning. Thus, Korean students will become smarter than before. Now I'd like to summarize our key assertions. Our first advantage was that free lunch gives access to basic nutrition. Second one was that it gives access to brain power. And our third advantage was that free lunch prevents disruptive behavior in classes. Thank you.
Hello, I am the second debater on this debate on the resolution that the public schools in South Korea should provide free lunches to only the low-income families. I'll start with my refutation. The pro team said that if we do free lunches, we get more nutrition, we can concentrate better, and if we don't eat lunches, we can get hungry and this can cause anger. But we are also saying that free lunch is good because our main idea is that we should do free lunch for all. And now I'll start with my AREI. And my first one is that even if we give free lunch, they won't eat it or the quality of the lunch will go down. And the reasoning is that the students will have the fear of being recognized as a poor student. And for the evidence, Louis Geese, a senior at Balboa in a school in San Francisco, and he is the student body president, has said that being seen with a free lunch lowers your status. And also, he says that many people don't eat the free lunch. Yes.
Didn't you just say that you were going to give free lunch to all?
We say that and also that we give free lunch to them. And for also, the Korean Daily News stated that 63% in San Francisco didn't eat the free lunches. And for my impact, this will decrease the quality of life of the students, and the school is wasting their money on these free lunches, so their quality of life will go down. And because of this, the death rates will go up, and this is irreversible. Also, the magnitude is big because it affects a lot of people. The probability is high, and it is a moral thing to do. And also, the time frame is current. And for my second assertion, it is that the Korean government makes the children to get education from the elementary schools. And my reasoning is that because of this, they should be responsible for the financial problems. And my evidence is that Korea's obligation education includes elementary students. And my impact is that the yes.
But can't we just educate the poor and give the poor free lunch that they need for a good education?
No, I mean that the problems that occur because of the free lunch, such as taxes, the Korean government should take care of it. And the impact is that the quality of life goes up, and because the people don't have to worry about the money, it will be more good. And also the magnitude is big because it affects a lot of people, and also the probability is high. And my third assertion is that eating food is a part of education. For my reasoning, from eating we can learn many things such as discipline, manners, and other kinds of things. And my evidence is that economic professor at Seoul National University, Lee Jun-gu, said that education is a thing that needs a very good characteristic, and he also stated that food is included in this category because they also provide merit goods. And so this is proof that eating is a part of education. Education is free in Korea until the age of 15, and because of this, I state that eating should also be free for everyone. And the impact is that the quality of life will go up, and the magnitude is big because it affects all the elementary students in Korea, and the probability is high. For my first assertion, it is that it would be complicated to control all the information who ate free lunch and who didn't. My reasoning is that if you have a student who eats free lunch, the school should do more complicated jobs like gathering and organizing the information on whether the student eats free lunch or not. And my evidence is that it is the same as giving free books, and it would be a work to do, and it would be more easy to control if everyone ate free lunch. And my impact is that the quality of life of the staff will go down, and the death rate would go up, and this is irreversible, and so the impact is big, and also the magnitude is big because it affects a lot of people. Thank you.
Hello, I am the second affirmative speaker, and my name is Amy Kim. So I would like to give a blanket of thanks to Madam Adjudicator who had made this debate possible, our partners for helping me, and our opponents for making this debate possible as well. So first I would like to clash with the negative team. They have said for our first, second, and third arguments that we should use that to make this lunch for all, but then giving lunch to every student will be too expensive for the school to afford because they have money, they need the money to do other things such as providing a better education to the students for a better life. And their first argument was that the poor will have fear of recognition of being poor, but then the students will already know if they're poor or not just by looking at their clothes or what they're wearing or what they're using as their equipment. And their second argument was about making education, but then I don't really understand why that relates to giving free lunches to impoverished families or every other students. And their third argument was about yes.
I mean that because eating is a part of education, and education is now freely, like every student in the country gets free education. Because eating is part of education, we should all get free lunch.
So what's your question?
No, I'm saying that because you said you didn't understand.
Well, you can say it in your rebuttal as well. And their third argument was about food being part of education, and then that we have to provide free lunches to every student. But then these normal students have enough money to give money to eating lunch, and they are a normal family because they can spend their money, everything, and they can live their life comfortably. So this doesn't matter to anything. And their fourth argument was about it will be complicated if we divide the free students who eat free lunches or not. But then nowadays there's some computers and some other stuff that we can easily leave, and it's not so complicating to divide those who eat free lunches or not. And our fourth advantage is that free lunches take pressure off impoverished families. Parents work very long hours, Madam Adjudicator, to feed their kids, but sometimes they are not enough. They have to sacrifice their own meals to feed their children. And our evidence for this is that as of July 2011, the minimum wage in Korea is 4,581 per hour, and this translates to less than 1 million won per month. Also, although 2.34 million Koreans are minimum wage at this time of Korea. Also, Mary Haberstadt, a researcher at Stanford, published an editorial relationship between absentee parents and troubled unhappy kids. So our impact for this is that poor parents need the time actually parenting their kids, and they need the money left over to improve their quality of life. And our fifth advantage is that free lunches honor and uphold Korean law. As of democracy founded on the principles of equality and humanitarianism, Korean government is obligated to look after all citizens. And our evidence for this is that Article 34 of Korean Constitution says all citizens are entitled to life worthy of human beings. And Section 4 specifically identifies the state's duty to enhance the welfare of the young. So our impact for this is that free lunches honor Korean law, and they also raise Korea's reputation. And our last advantage is that free lunches lead to more jobs. This is because there are a lot of poor kids in Korea, reaching about 15% of the population. When these kids start applying for lunch, there will be an increasing need for cafeteria ladies, thus increasing jobs. So think of this logically, Madam Adjudicator. When there is an increasing need for quantity, there will be an increasing need for jobs. So our impact for this is that when there are more kids, there will be more jobs, therefore leading to a better society in Korea. Let's hope for a brighter Korea. Thank you.
Oh, excuse me. Can you tell us your fourth argument again?
Fourth argument was that free lunches take pressure off impoverished families.
Hello, I am the second speaker on the opposition team on the resolution that public schools in South Korea should provide free lunches to everyone. First, I will refute what the proposition team has said, and then rebut what our team has said. Andy said that the free lunches can give basic nutrition, right? And it can give brain power, and it can make the behavioral problems go away. And Brian said that we said that we should do free lunch for all, so that doesn't matter. And they said that if we do the free lunches for all, it is too expensive. However, in the evidence in the Daily News, it said that the free lunches only cost 0.35% of the Seoul's budget. So that means that it doesn't cost much anyways. And if we can give better education, then we should do the free lunch system too. And Brian's first argument was that people will be recognized as lower class, and the proposition team refuted that they already know this. However, clothing and giving free lunches to everyone is not related, so that doesn't matter. And Brian, yes.
Can't you easily tell that a person is from a low-income family by looking at their clothes?
Yes, that is true. But if we see the people eating low-income families, people eating free lunches or reduced lunches, then it becomes even more clear, and people will tease it even more because that they see that every day. And as the second argument that the government should take care of responsibility of all of this, she said that they don't understand, so we'll explain it for you. Because like they do education for the people, so they should give everything that comes after it free. For example, the books, they're free for everyone. And Brian's third argument was that it was complicated to control. And the propositions team said that because of computers, it's not complicated. So, however, if that was true, then why would we give free lunches to everyone? If that was true, we would have just given free lunches to low income and get the network system done. It's because it's too expensive, and also the technology is not developed enough. The fourth argument was that eating food is part of education. And they said that normal students have enough money, but the proposition evidence said that about 50% of people in Seoul are poor, so that's actually helping no, not this time, thank you. That's actually helping our team. And now I'll refute their fourth and fifth arguments. They said that the free lunches take pressure out of the poor, but we said, we're saying that we should give free lunches to everyone. And their fifth argument was that free lunches gives the Constitution. But their evidence was that the Constitution says the government to take care of all citizens, so that means that we should give free lunches to everyone. And their sixth argument was that the jobs go up. But if we give free lunches to everyone, the demand will go even more up, so that will create even more jobs. So that's our argument. And now I will give you our fifth and sixth argument. Fifth argument. Our assertion is that people will get humiliated. My reasoning is that people will get thought of as a lower class, and stigma will happen. My evidence is that 3% of students eligible for free lunches do not get the free lunches in San Francisco school. This is because they might get recognized as a lower class and get teased. My impact is that this will cause a lot of stress to students, and giving free lunches to everyone will take away this stigma. Plus, if they get stressed and do not eat, that is just a waste of money. So that means that we should do free lunches for everyone. Our magnitude is very big. This is about all people in South Korea, and moreover, all people about in the world. And also, our probability is big. Our probability is very high, and the time frame is current. Thank you for listening.
Hello, I'm the third speaker of the Kansai, and first I will summarize our three arguments. Our first argument was that segregation will happen. According to the Korean Daily, 63% of students eligible for free lunches had not an advantage of the program in San Francisco, California. Our second argument was that the government forced education, so they should be responsible for all of the problems, and the quality of life will go up because people won't have to worry about money. Our third argument was that eating food is a part of education. According to the Seoul National University professor Lee Jung-gyu, education need merit good characteristic, and food is included in this. Our fourth argument was that it's complicated to control all this information, and the standard of being poor is complicated, and the schools may have hard jobs like gathering and organizing it. Our fifth argument was that it has humiliation, and the stigma of lower caste is removed. Next, I will refute to their arguments. Their first argument was that free lunches give nutrition. However, we don't mean that there's no nutrition for the poor, and giving lunches to all still provide nutrition because they're eating lunch. Also, they said that it will be expensive, but we have evidence about among the whole budget of Seoul, which is 70 billion won, 0.35% is for free lunches, which proves that tax won't rise as much as we think. Their second and third argument was that free lunches give brain power to concentration and prevent disruptive behavior in class. However, this is also provided when we give free lunches for all, so this argument doesn't matter. Their fourth argument was that it takes pressure off poverty families. However, as I said before, free for all takes pressure off too. Their fifth and sixth argument was that we can honor the Constitution and there will be more jobs. However, as SK said, free lunches for all does not mean that we disobey the Constitution, so this doesn't matter. And if there's free lunches for all, the demand will rise, which leads more jobs. Next, we should win because we have magnitude, which is a matter of everyone, and we have probability because we already have a policy of free lunches and its time frame. Our world is a fair world whether you're rich or poor, we get free lunches, and because of this, privacy is respected. And their world has conflicts due to the elimination of the rich and poor, even if the poor gets free lunch. So therefore, we should win. Thank you for listening.
Hello, my name is Brian Kim, and I will be the last speaker for the proposition team in this debate. I'd like to give a blanket of thanks to everybody in this room, including the adjudicator, my opponents, my partners, and the audience. First, I'd like to point out that they can't say that you can give free lunch to all and that is bad. Their arguments contradict themselves, and there is no organization in their speech. And Sungyeon's first point of clash was that it is not too expensive, but there are so many school districts in Korea, there's a lot of expense to be covered. And the second point was that it is unrelated. Yeah, his second point was that knowing from clothes and what they wear is unrelated, but everybody can tell that poor children are really from low-income families because of the clothes they wear. So there will not actually be fear of recognition of poor if we implement free lunches for the poor. And his third point of clash was that there are taxes and we need to cover books for good education. But if they say, they pointed out that free lunches. They should give free lunches to all, so if that is true, then they are contradicting themselves right now by saying that it would raise taxes, so their arguments make no sense. Sungyeon also said that our evidence was helping their team by saying that eating food helping their team, and also that they keep on repeating that they will give free lunches to all, and then that is bad. So again, they can't say both. They are good and bad. And finally, they said against our constitution, against our law of constitution, that they will give to all citizens again. But again, it is expensive, and they can't say both. And for voting issues, Brian here asked the POI, and he only gave an argument, but PORs are meant only for questioning, so that goes against the rules of debate. And also, the opposition gets more ground than us because the resolution calls only for low-income students, so they're like contradicting themselves over and over. And now I'll present my closing remarks. Madam Adjudicator, we have given you 2 worlds for your evaluation. There's the world of the negative team where children go hungry and miss out on valuable learning opportunities. And there's the proposition team where the children are fed physically so they can be fed intellectually. We ask you to stand up, Madam Adjudicator, and say yes to a life worthy of human beings. Thank you.